Alright guys, so here's the unboxing and the review of the Nerf Falcon something. Falcon Fire, awesome. I already took it out of the package, so we don't have to do that. I can throw that over there now. And if you notice, the blaster comes, these aren't inserted when it's in the package, but I put them there. It comes with 6 of the new AccuStrike darts, and it's a breech loader, just like the Ion Fire before it. Now, I picked this up purely because I enjoyed the way the grip felt, and I like the look of it. I'm planning on making this a sidearm blaster, like a single shot fire thing. I have preloaded 1 dart in there, and as you can see, there's no slide lock on this blaster. You prime it back, load in 1 dart, prime it forward, and then fire. And then repeat the process with loading in a 2nd dart. Average velocity out of this is, I think, about 70 feet per second, a little bit lower than a, whatever they're called, Elite Blaster. It's got a rubberized grip. Oh no, it's not rubberized. It felt rubberized for a second there. It's got a separate plastic grip down here, which on the Alpha Hawk I know is rubberized, and this one it is not. 2 dart storage here, Nerf tack rail, and then iron sights, which, if I can get them on the camera, you can kind of see they're iron sights. Not really the best iron sights in my opinion. There are better iron sights out there. My plans for this are to cut off this dart holder, cut down this front sight ring, and give it a leather grip. And then, of course, a huge spring upgrade. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into that now. Alright, so once you get the blaster fully open, there are 16 screws in total. They seem to be a little bit tighter in there than most other Nerf blasters. I picked this up from Walmart for $15, just as a heads up for the price point and where I can find it. And there are no hidden screws. You will notice that the handle likes to pop off while you're disassembling the blaster. Just those 2 orange pieces, and there was a screw stuck in there that I couldn't get out to put in my battery tray. Or not battery tray, my magnetized thing over here that I got for $1 at the dollar store. There we go. This piece pops off separately, and then you're left with the rest of the blaster. So, I'm going to go ahead and open it up now. Ah, got my thumb stuck. And you'll notice it looks surprisingly familiar, just like an Ion Fire would. I'll get a little close up there. Alright, so this here would be your trigger, with your catch release, or your catch right there. And everything else, I'm pretty sure, is just locks. So I'm going to just pop the entire plunger assembly out, and lose everything at once. That's important to do. You must always lose the parts to your blaster. I'm completely joking, please don't lose the parts to your blaster and then get mad at me. So I'm going to go ahead and disassemble all of that there. I'm pretty sure these are all useless parts here, including the front sight ring, which I'm not going to keep anyways. And this is the main drivetrain of the blaster. There are 2 screws in the back that hold the spring in there. The way it works, you prime this back. When you pull back the sled, it primes this back. Catches down here. Then when you pull it forward, this red piece stays back. Pull the trigger, it launches that forward. I'm going to go ahead and set that over there. Find my screwdriver that I want to use. I'm going to remove this back plate to the plunger tube. You can see what we have to deal with inside here. I'm going to keep these screws separate from the plunger tube. I'm going to put them inside my screwdriver kit over here. I just like to do that if there's ever internal screws I need to keep track of. Alright, and here is the spring. It looks a lot smaller than a Night Finder, but that's the closest thing I can compare it to, and it's fairly weak. So, let's see what I have access to in my spring drawer today. Oh my gosh, don't knock over your blaster. Don't knock over that blaster. Alright, does not want to come out. There we go. I knocked over my drink, of course. So, this right here, that is not a K26. This is a K26 spring. I was planning on putting that in there, but seeing the size difference, I don't think K26 will fit. So instead, I'm going to take a spring from a Retaliator and try to fit it over this spring, which seems like it will work, and add a little bit of power. And if that won't work, I always have a Night Finder spring in here, and then some other various springs I can use. And I'm going to leave that spring tray out for me. Alright, once you got that disassembled, I'm going to pop out the plunger head. There's the plunger head. I'm going to increase the seal on that. And then there is your giant air restrictor right in there. Now if that falls free, which it does not, that would make my life so much easier, wouldn't it? Alright, let's figure out how you get that out. And there is also an air release hole, which I'm going to plug. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that air restrictor out, and then I'll get that. Oh, you can push it through the back of the blaster. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and snip these out and increase this seal here as well and get back to you. Alright, so I went ahead and I improved the seal on both parts of it. I could not patch this hole up with super glue, and I'm not going to wait for hot glue, so I'll just leave it in there. And I found a different spring I'm using. It's the same size as the stock spring in diameter, a little bit thicker actually, and I believe it was a M90 spring too, an airsoft gun, if you know what that means. So it's going to be quite a bit stronger, it's slightly longer, I'm hoping it will catch, and with just the pressure of the air, already it's starting to shoot darts pretty far. So I'm going to go ahead and throw it together and make sure it works. If I can't use the spring because it won't catch, I'll tell you that in the finished product assembly video. Alright, so while I put these last few screws back in, I can talk about what I did. I did drop in that airsoft spring. I cut off probably about an inch or so of it to match the length of the original stock spring. It has a much better performance out of it after taking out the AR and plugging up some of the air release holes and improving the seal and adding in the spring. I was putting in the catch plate backwards for a little while, and that's why I couldn't fit anything in there. My phone just died. I'm trying to make sure my camera did, and it did not. Awesome. So now I can't see what you're saying, but you can still see, hopefully. It's getting about 65-foot ranges flat with full-length darts, and I tried a half-length worker dart. They got the same range. I'd expect them to get better range due to being less weight and, you know, smaller darts. Stephens usually fly better. But it got less range. I'm pretty sure that's because the dart fit inside the stock plunger tube, or plunger, whatever that would be called now that it's all one piece. That is a lot looser than it should be due to it being stock. Now when I get brass and I put brass in there, then, you know, it would work quite a bit better. The prime is easy, still loads darts just the same. I like to push it forward a little bit to get that confirming click, and then the trigger pull is a lot harder now. So, you know, you definitely want to shoot that dart to make it shoot. But as you can tell, it already sounds a little stronger. I'll probably be firing with my middle finger, seeing that that's easier for me to get the trigger pulled. And just for a shot, so you can see what it's like without the iron sights. And yeah, there's some drop off there. So here's the finished Falcon fire with all the mods. Now I gotta go slap on a paint job and cut some pieces off, and then we'll be done. Alright guys, so here it is, the finished Falcon fire. I did a tan and black paint job, leaving the plunger tube and these two gray pieces unpainted. I sanded down most of the warning labels except for the one on the gray piece here. The camera won't pick that up. I just want to come out right now and say I apologize for this horrible lighting. Other than that, I did some edge highlighting around all of the edges on the blaster. And it's better on this side because the other side I started getting too much paint on my brush. And I think it looks pretty nice, you know. It has the dart holder removed here, has that upgraded, I think, M190 spring from Airsoft in there that I ended up cutting down probably about an inch off of that so that it would fit in prime and everything. Still primes just as smooth. Loads of dart, just as smooth. Primes forward, just as smooth. Everything works just great. Still fires. It's averaging the low to mid 90s for FPS. And getting, I think, about 65 feet with a flat shot. It's either 60 or 65, I forgot from the measurements. I'm going to go do a shooting demo here very soon with this blaster. I like the blaster quite a bit. I may have to find some way to get an orange barrel on this. And other than that, it's really nice. I did opt out of the leather grip because I like the way it looked just like this. And also I thought, why did I tape up this gray piece if I'm just going to put leather over it? Ugh. So, I'm going to go ahead and do a firing demo of this blaster now. I hope you all like this look at my new Nerf Falcon fire. It looks great in the holster. I'm planning on using it in the next war. If you like the blaster, you like the paint job, you like the mod, and you like everything else I did in this video, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up below. If not, you can always boo-hoo me. My name is Nerf217, and I'm signing off.